AP Lang, we did a lot of multiple choice worksheets, and we also did a lot of timed writes. Probably the hardest work you'll do all year is timed writes. And at the beginning, it starts in probably like October, and every like 2 weeks or so, you do a timed write until second semester rolls around, and then every week you're doing a timed write in class, and that's probably the hardest part.
So in AP Lang / composition, a student can find himself or herself doing a lot of vocabulary, very extensive on writing. That's one of the main things. You can expect an essay almost every 2 weeks, which we're more than well prepared for each of them. And we learn a lot of rhetorical strategies and devices, which help you learn how structures are in a lot of essays and writing that are nonfiction.
In classes like AP Lane and AP Lit, you are expected to read a variety of different texts and evaluate them according to different things that you'll learn in the class. And after that, you're expected to be able to analyze them in complete essays so that you learn how to write quickly throughout the year.
In AP Seminar, you can expect to do a lot of research and communicate with other people to come up with a project to do at the end of the semester.
For AP Seminar, I know that you work on 2 essays throughout the whole entire year, and that counts towards your score at the end of the AP test. Not only that, but you have to take another portion where you do time writes for EOC A and EOC B, I think. And basically for the whole entire year, you write an essay with a group, and then the second essay you write by yourself, and then you give presentations, and the College Board basically grades them. And I know you do a lot of group work and a lot of research, so it's AP Seminar is nonfiction based, but for AP Literature it's really different because you're doing fiction stuff. You read literature and you write essays. We do a lot of in-class writes, and we learn a lot of vocabulary for AP Seminar and AP Literature.
So in AP Seminar, it's a lot of group work, and you come together to form a question, and then from that question you find research and come together to make solutions and then make an essay that helps back up your question and your solutions.
In AP Lit and AP Lang, you do quite a bit of work. Most of it is learning how to write essays, and it's basically writing a lot of essays.
For AP Literature, mostly works on stronger writing, which is very useful in the future. And for AP Seminar is more about research, and when you're proving something, making sure your sources that you're trying to prove it are reliable. Of course, you don't want fake facts because nobody wants fake facts.
So at the beginning of the year, you come up with a research project, and the whole year you basically are researching it on your own at your own pace, and that's about it.
In AP Seminar, there's a lot of group work, and we learn a lot of research skills and different ways of writing besides literary analysis, as well as presenting in different formats than a regular class.
Well, generally in any AP class, you're going to get a little bit more work, but it's more rigorous work, and it's because you're in an environment that cultivates learning and really promotes higher thinking. So you're going to get work that is pushing you and making you think about what you have to do.
So in AP Seminar, you have you guys come together as a group and form a question, and then you go off kind of individually, but also as a group to find research based off of that question to back up that question and prove that question, and then you come back as a group and present it. So it's a lot of group work and kind of presenting.
I think kids were expected to do more than just in a regular class, but it'll be more beneficial, I think, going into college, because it's much harder and more work.
We read a lot of poetry in AP Lit, and we read many novels, and we analyzed how the author used rhetorical devices in each of them.
For AP Lang, it really helped boost my writing skills. Miss Harmon in particular helped with a lot of packets and assignments that kind of got rid of all the clutter in my work. So
For college, it's going to help you out to write very quickly. We have to write an essay in about an hour class period, and I think it prepares you a lot to do writing in college.
These classes have prepared me for college because I learned to see deeper meanings through the text that we were reading, even when we didn't evaluate them a lot in class.
This class is going to prepare me for research, because it teaches you how to research and find credible sources rather than just looking at every source like Wikipedia that may not be reliable, and it also teaches you how to manage your time because you're given a project within a 3-month time frame, and there's no deadline until the last day. So if you use the last day to work, then you screw yourself over.
I definitely know that I'm a better presenter because of AP Seminar, because I was put up there and like she like recorded us and she made us present, which really made me nervous. And I definitely am better at writing research essays because now I can gather facts and like know which sources are reliable. And I'm working on writing like fiction stuff, which is a lot harder than nonfiction, but I'm like getting to it. I'm getting better.
So the cool thing about seminar is it's a lot of like research-based stuff. So you like learn how to research and how to research properly, and learn the research that you found, whether or not it's reliable or not, and whether or not it's good research to use for your given topic.
Well, one of the things that you hear about college a lot is the amount of essays that you write. And in AP Lang specifically, for about the second half of the year, but a lot of the year mainly, you're writing an essay about once every 2 weeks, which is very often. So it helps prepare for college a lot because it helps us know what we're going to expect in college and the kind of things that we're going to need to write when we're there.
My AP classes help me a lot to prepare. There's no like second chances in college. You won't get a lot of second chances, and the level of learning helps me expect what college will be like.
It's really helpful because since you're working at your own pace, you have to learn how to manage your time wisely and kind of be self-responsible for getting your work done.
This class has prepared me for college by teaching research-based essays as well as other forms of writing that were consistent with my Writing 1 class.
I think it's putting me in an environment where I learn how to properly study and understand how to take tests properly and really get me ready for that next level of education.
I think it's a good class to take if you're learning how to properly research things or want to know what are reliable or credible sources versus not credible sources. And then a good part of it is working with other people and learning how to communicate your views also with their views and not having to just clash opinions, having to work with each other.
It's gonna prepare you like really well. I think like just the context and like if you know the small things, it can transfer into that. Just like working hard will help you work harder in college. And like just like the workload, you're gonna get a lot of workload. So like it's easier to manage when you have these AP classes already. So it just prepares you to tackle those in college.
Class prepared me for college because it showed me how to budget my time better with all my other AP classes and how to maximize my like independent time. Like I had to do most of the work outside of class instead of inside of class, so it really prepared me like for college kids. You have to study a lot.
In AP Lang, for time management wise, we were kept like on a schedule and we were told every week kind of like what to expect, and it was kind of a way for me to really, I bought a planner because I was like I needed to plan each day to make sure I had enough time to do the homework, so that's what I did.
For me personally, I think it helped me expand my vocabulary because we learned so much vocabulary, like 50 almost every 2 weeks, 50 new vocabulary words, and it just helped me become a better writer entirely.
In normal life, you can use the skills from AP Lit and AP Lang because you learn how to persuade people better, how to find deeper meanings, and also how to manage your time better.
The AP class taught me how to communicate with others and like team bonding and stuff like that.
I know it's definitely like a crunch time thing, and like I know you have to like work under pressure, and there's a lot of work to put into AP classes, especially AP literature, because it's like a lot of reading. So like I remember like we just had to like read a 500-page book, so I know it's like definitely a lot of work, and like we have to fill out packets. And outside of seminar, you have to write your own research papers and gather your research and do your own essays. So it's definitely really time consuming. So I know like better time management and how to use my time like better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, AP in general are rigorous classes, and they teach you to work hard and get stuff done on time and have a good level of it done complete.
Yeah, one thing that the AP classes will teach you is how to think, like the kind of things that you're going to want to watch out for. Can't really think of an example, but when you're writing the essays, you have to know how to write them, and you're also going to learn how to think to know what you need to write, and it helps with persuading people. Like in AP Lang, you learn rhetoric, which is the art of persuasion, and that does help in life quite a bit.
Doing things on time is a big thing, and taking care of what needs to be done at what your priorities are, time management, which is a big thing, and making sure that you have everything done.
Yeah, definitely. It helps you to learn how to be kind of self-sufficient and rely on yourself and be able to be accountable.
Time management, as well as articulating what you believe in an academic way.
Absolutely. You know, study skills and skills to work with people, definitely, because when you're in an environment where everybody's so driven, it makes it easy to work and grow together. So I think that's
presenting, especially in AP seminar, I've really grown in that, because I used to not be able to just go up in front of the class and present, but now I'm comfortable with it because of how well it prepared me for that.
Basically, just being able to manage my time and being able to study. Usually people don't study, and AP classes help you study, and it also helps you understand things that regular classes won't go in depth into.
Yes, time management was a big life skill that AP Lit taught me.
I felt very prepared for the written part of the AP test because of all the time writes we did in class. The part that I felt a little bit less prepared for was for the multiple choice section, but that was probably on my part because we got a lot of packets to study for, and I thought I could probably do a little bit more studying on some of the ways that sentence structure is.
So for the AP test that we had in May, I felt more than well prepared, as it is based on writing essays, and I just felt very comfortable. We write an essay almost every 2 weeks, and the essays that were on the AP test were fairly simple, and I just felt very comfortable when I was writing them. It was a breeze.
The AP tests aren't all that scary because your teachers really prepare you well. They show you how to answer the multiple choice questions effectively, especially in a timely manner, and they show you how to really crank out essays without a whole lot of effort.
The AP test had a short answer question and an essay, and it wasn't really that hard. It's just that I didn't take it as seriously as I should have, but the class did fully prepare me for the test.
Well, this past year at the AP seminar, I felt actually really prepared, and so I came in and I did really good. But AP seminar really definitely prepared me. The stuff that we did throughout the year, practicing in-class writes for EOC-A and EOC-B, and writing the essays and having help from our teacher really helped me.
I've taken quite a few AP tests, and I felt most prepared for seminar in terms of the work you do throughout the year really prepares you for the test at the end of the year.
The AP test is difficult because it is 3 hours long, but it's not as bad as they make it seem. I definitely did feel prepared because throughout the year, that's what you're working for, that's the goal. So when you're there, you know what you're doing, you've practiced it a lot, and you can just knock it out of the park. Really, all it is tedious, it's long. So yes, it's difficult, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing you're going to do in high school.
My first couple of years is kind of rough, but as I'm getting older and I learned what I learned in the past, yes, I have been more prepared for the AP exams.
I have not taken yet, but I do feel prepared from what our teacher has prepared us with.
I felt very prepared. We were given lots of time to practice outside of class time as well, and we were very supported. It was somewhat challenging, but I felt like the setup of the AP seminar class prepared us well for it.
Our teachers give us all the materials we need and all the help we need, and it also teaches us, it's up to us to ask for that help, and all our resources are there, so it's up to us to take.
I felt really prepared because the teacher especially helped me with research-based evidence and finding credible sources and learning how to manage and skim through and see this is best versus not.
No, I did not feel prepared at all. But that's my fault because I did not study as much, so I learned that I learned to study more. And the AP test was really hard, I would say. They're not really easy, so I'll take it serious and I'll like study beforehand and earlier and not like cram stuff in.
I was not prepared because I feel like I should have practiced my rhetorical devices more and analyzed more poetry, but as long as you do that and you listen to your teacher and do all the work assigned, then you'll be prepared.